but it's time for battle.
Think so.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna go in, and actually, I think you are gonna play. All right. Manual combat, and it's a risky battle.
It's nothing we can't handle.
But this gentleman here has clocked the most hours on Age of Wonders 4 in the entire world, so should be in good hands.
Okay, Jordi, let's see what you can do.
All right, so we've made our way into manual combat, and let's get a closer look at the field. So what we have here is our enemies on the iron node that they were just occupying. And as you can see, they're moving into a choke point here, and we're gonna see if we can abuse that. So I'm first gonna move my units forward, and each unit has a specific role, and these roles are very visible on their unit banner by the little icons. So I'm just gonna move my units into position a bit, and then we're gonna talk for a little bit about what they do. So we have this shield unit, which has as a defense mode, it projects an aura around itself, and that aura provides additional defense to any unit in there. The same is done by the support unit, which has a defense mode that does this for resistance. So by basically setting these up together, we create a nice little place for our units to be safe from any incoming damage. And we're just gonna end the turn here, and we're gonna watch what the enemies are doing. So as expected, they're moving into the choke point. Now first I'm gonna start off casting a spell. This is Ice Coffin, and it has a chance to freeze units. And the reason why I want to do this is because this is a ranged unit, and ranged units are a pain when they can attack from a distance. So by freezing it, we're just essentially trying to lock it down and give us an extra turn of managing damage.
So that seems like it worked out great.
Luckily it did. So I'm gonna take this warrior, and it has a special ability, Shield Bash, which is gonna, if it triggers, it's gonna stun the giant, basically locking it down for a turn. And if it doesn't, it's gonna retaliate. And it didn't, so now we're gonna take a lot of damage.
Massive damage.
Brace yourselves.
Ow.
Well, that wasn't great, but it's not too bad.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. Gonna move my support here, and I'm just gonna position my skirmishers at a bit of a distance, because skirmishers have both melee and range attacks. And the beauty of this range attack from the Sunderer is that it has a chance to inflict thunder defense. And if that hits, it's gonna make the unit or the enemies a lot more susceptible to damage.
So we can see that it was 43% chance.
And it resisted.
It's a tough nut to crack, this giant.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna go any better, so I'm actually gonna move up closer, and I'm gonna use this overchannel ability. That's something that Wizard Kings have, or in this case a Wizard Queen, and that allows us to cast another spell this turn. And in this case, I'm just gonna use it to cast Vision of Victory. That's gonna allow us to basically stack critical hit chance. And then in this case, we're just gonna attack from a distance and see if we can freeze a couple more units. And that at least the freeze keeps hitting.
Yeah, they're good. They're good with the cold stuff.
So now we're just gonna dish out some damage, and then we're gonna let the enemies go ahead and smash. Oh, and as we saw there, we actually have hit chances. Ranged units have a 90% chance to hit, and this can go up and down. And if it misses, like we just saw, there's the chance that it hits a unit further in the back.
And melee units, of course, always hits, but they might not hit as well as they could be. Oh, and another. Luckily, we resisted the burning. There aren't that many shield warriors left. Is that going to be a problem?
It definitely is, because in Age of Wonders 4, damage dealt is reduced if figures in a unit are gone. So as we see here, now we're only going to be able to do 8 damage on a 3-strike attack. That isn't great, so what we want to do is we want to actually heal, because the moment that you heal, you're going to gain more health, you're going to gain more figures.
Yeah, and we can see there's more of them now.
And
Hooray.
our damage has increased again. So
there's
I want to...
There's also some problems in the back.
Yes, these Inferno puppies, I think. These are the puppies.
Yep.
They've come up. They're really close, and they're locking my Sunderos down from doing a range attack.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to take them out, and that frees us up to do another javelin throw, in the hopes that it's going to sunder the giant. And it did. And it was a crit.
Very nice.
So the issue here is that sadly we don't have a line of sight on the giant. I'm gonna move my shamans a bit closer, and that still doesn't give us line of sight, but it gives us a better hit chance at hitting the Inferno Hounds, which are also poisoned as it seems. And I'm going to actually use Invigorate to just get our numbers up so that when we do attack, we have enough units or enough figures to dish out some good damage. And here we can see this would be quite a heavy retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, I'm just gonna take out these hounds, and then it's their turn again.
But not many units left for the Marauders at this point, or the Independents.
No. And
But the guys in the back have woken up. They're no longer frozen.
no, but they are fumbling.
Yes, they are.
And that's a quirk of the new system. We have a much more in-depth morale system. If I look at these magma spirits over here, as we can see, the morale is low because of their allies that have been killed, and also because there's only 2 units left in the entire battle. If this gets low enough, it can cause all the units on the battlefield to flee. So we're just gonna focus down. Actually, we're gonna cast another Vision of Victory. Gonna get those crit chances up, and we're just going to trigger the retaliation on this dude, because obviously this unit can take it.
Because that's also our spawned-in units, right? That we cast a spell to get just before the battle started.
Yeah. Now, if I'm right, we shouldn't do that, but we're gonna eat from underneath our friendly unit.
Right, because these are cannibals. So they took their packed lunch that they didn't have, but they found some snacks on the ground, and now they're feeling a bit better.
Yeah. And again, that's something that helps us bring up our damage numbers. So for now, we're just gonna focus down the giant and really hope that it doesn't get too many other attacks in. So I'm gonna speed up combat a bit because it's going a bit slow.
I mean, the giant is resisting a lot of things, but on the positive side, your crits do seem to be coming through, at least partially.
Yeah. Now, sadly, I completely forgot that these would be out of range, so I'm just gonna loop them around back. If I don't get confused by the Swedish keyboard.
It's the best keyboard. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then we're just gonna see if we can get to those magma spirits from the back.
Okay, and our spawned-in units are unfortunately down, and we don't have many warriors left. There's one brave one, but then again, they are a shield unit, so they're there to soak up damage, at least in part.
Yeah, so here we see that we are also not just gonna be able to kill them, but thanks to flanking, we do a lot more additional damage. So getting up close, and down goes the battle mage.
Now only the giant is left. Let's see if you can deal with him.
Yeah, this should be easy enough.
Oh, and
So I think this should be a kill shot. So let's get our queen to do it.
Bomb.
And down
There
it
we go.
goes.
down it goes. Well played.